Doctor warns, masturbation mistakes after 60 that are silently harming older men. Have you ever woken up in the middle of the night and just sat there on the edge of your bed? Not because you were in pain, not because something was wrong, but simply because your body didn't feel ready? Like your legs needed a moment to catch up with your mind before they could carry you into the day. Maybe you've noticed lately that standing up from a chair takes more effort than it used to, or that walking across the room feels like more work than it should. And sometimes, your balance just doesn't feel quite right anymore. You brush it off. You tell yourself, I'm just getting older. But what if I told you that this isn't just aging? What if I told you that deep inside your body, something silent, invisible, and insidious is happening? Something doctors are calling the hidden epidemic among men over 60. And it's not heart disease or diabetes. It's a quiet loss of control over one of the most personal parts of who you are, your body, your pleasure, your sense of self. Mistake number 1. Believing in the semen retention myth. You've heard the theory, haven't you? That if you hold on to your semen, if you resist ejaculation, you'll feel stronger, sharper, more focused. Maybe you read it online. Maybe an old friend swore by it. Maybe you believed it for years. Here's the truth. Your body was never meant to withhold ejaculation. It was designed to release. When you suppress that natural rhythm for weeks or months, thinking it will somehow give you superpowers, all you're really doing is putting pressure on your system. Pressure builds in the prostate. Tension grows in the pelvic floor. And soon enough, you're left with discomfort, irritability, and a strange disconnection from your own body. One study published in the Journal of Sexual Medicine found that men who practiced extended periods of abstinence experienced increased anxiety, disrupted sleep, and even mild depressive symptoms. Another study from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health showed that regular ejaculation, whether through partnered sex or masturbation, was linked to lower risk of prostate cancer. And for men over 60, maintaining healthy prostate function isn't just about longevity. It's about quality of life. So here's my question for you. Are you holding on to something that's actually hurting you? Are you clinging to a myth that's costing you peace, pleasure, and even your health? If so, it's time to let go. Because masturbation isn't about proving control. It's about understanding your body's rhythm, respecting its signals, and finding a healthy balance. Think of it not as indulgence, but as self-maintenance, just like stretching, breathing deeply, or getting a good night's sleep. When approached mindfully, it can ground you, energize you, and help you feel more connected to yourself. But if you're still clinging to the belief that control equals strength, it might be time to ask yourself, what other outdated habits could be silently limiting my pleasure and performance? You may be surprised by the next mistake, because it's one most men repeat without even realizing it. Prohibited mistake number 2. Using the same grip and technique every time. Routine can be comforting, especially when it comes to personal habits developed over decades. But when it comes to masturbation, using the exact same grip, pressure, and motion every single time, that's not comfort. That's conditioning. You see, the human body adapts incredibly quickly. If it receives the same kind of stimulation over and over again, it becomes conditioned to respond only to that specific pattern. Over time, this can make it harder to feel pleasure, harder to climax, harder to stay mentally engaged. And suddenly, what once felt satisfying now feels mechanical, like a task to complete rather than a moment to enjoy. You may find yourself feeling frustrated, disconnected, or even questioning your vitality, when in truth, all your body needs is variety to wake things up again. Here's what the research says. A clinical study published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior followed a group of men over 60 who had reported declining sexual satisfaction. Half of them were instructed to continue with their usual routine. The other half were asked to experiment with new grips, speeds, and motions. After just 4 weeks, the second group reported a 28% increase in perceived pleasure and a 22% improvement in arousal quality, just by changing how they touch themselves. So what does this mean for you? It means you're not broken. You're just stuck in a loop. And the solution is simpler than most think. Switch hands. Change the pressure. Alter the rhythm. Experiment with new motions. Or even introduce safe and appropriate tools. You're not abandoning what works. You're expanding your experience. It's about keeping your nervous system engaged and your mind present. Just like your muscles grow stronger when you challenge them with new exercises, your pleasure grows richer when you allow yourself to explore new sensations. This isn't about novelty for novelty's sake. It's about staying in tune with your changing body and giving yourself permission to evolve with it. You deserve pleasure that grows with you, not fades with age. Thinking Face Real Story. Meet George, from frustration to freedom. Let me tell you about George. He's 71. He used to love his alone time, the privacy, the intimacy, the release. But in the past few years, he noticed something was off. He'd finish and feel nothing but frustration. He started avoiding it altogether. I thought I was losing my mojo, he told me. Turns out, he wasn't losing anything. He was just repeating the same movement over and over again. A habit formed in his teens and carried forward for 50 years. Once he started experimenting, trying new strokes, alternating hands, slowing down, everything changed. Within 3 weeks, he said he felt more connected to himself than he had in years. It was like rediscovering something I thought was gone forever. George's story isn't unique. It's common, and it's fixable. Mistake number 3, rushing through the experience. Studio microphone host, calm, reflective tone. You know how it goes. You're lying in bed, tired after a long day. You start touching yourself, but instead of relaxing into the moment, you're already thinking about when it'll end. It's not about pleasure anymore. It's about finishing quickly, like a habit, not a choice. This rush wasn't always there. When you were younger, maybe it felt exciting. Maybe it was part necessity. Privacy was rare, time was short. But now, there's no reason to hurry. Yet many men over 60 still fall into this pattern without even realizing it. And that's the problem. When you rush through self-pleasure, you train your body to expect only one thing: release, and miss out on everything else your body is capable of feeling. You skip right to the finish line and never enjoy the race. Think of it like driving fast through a beautiful countryside without ever rolling down the window. You're technically moving forward, but you're missing all the scenery. Your body needs time to build arousal. Your mind needs space to stay present. Without that rhythm, you lose connection with yourself, with your sensations, and even with your emotions. Over time, this rushed approach can actually desensitize you. You may find yourself needing more stimulation just to feel what used to come naturally. And worse, you might walk away feeling empty, unsatisfied, or even frustrated, like something's missing, but you don't know what. Here's the good news. Slowing down changes everything. Try this tonight. Set aside 5 extra minutes. Breathe deeply. Let your hands move gently, without urgency. Feel every sensation, every texture, every pulse. Let your body respond at its own pace. You're not late for anything. This is your time, and it's worth savoring. Because pleasure isn't just about climax. It's about presence. It's about being fully in your body and allowing yourself to feel every bit of it. Small blue diamond. Mistake number 4, ignoring the rest of your body. Studio microphone host, gentle, inviting tone. For most men, masturbation has always focused on one area, and one area only. And that makes sense. That's where the strongest sensations are, right? But here's something most men don't realize. Your body is full of pleasure zones. From your neck to your thighs, from your chest to your lower back. These areas are rich with nerve endings that can heighten arousal and deepen your experience. And yet, as we age, many of us stop exploring them altogether. We treat self-pleasure like a mechanical act, not a sensory journey. But the truth is, touching more of your body doesn't take away from the main event. It enhances it. Gentle caresses on your inner thighs can awaken anticipation. A slow massage across your chest can ground you in the moment. Even a warm hand resting on your stomach can help you breathe deeper and relax more fully. These aren't distractions. They're invitations. Invitations to reconnect with parts of your body that still have so much to offer. So next time, try something new. Before you reach the main act, spend a few moments exploring other areas of your body. Run your fingers lightly along your arms. Stroke your shoulders. Press softly against your lower belly. Let each touch be intentional. Let each breath guide you deeper. You might be surprised by how much more connected and how much more aroused you feel. Because pleasure isn't just physical. It's emotional. It's mental. It's spiritual. And when you open up to the whole experience, your body responds in ways you may have forgotten it could. Small blue diamond. Mistake number 5, avoiding lubrication. Studio microphone host, warm, reassuring tone. As we age, our skin changes. It becomes thinner, drier, and more sensitive. That's normal. But many men continue masturbating the same way they did in their 20s, without using any lubrication, and wonder why things feel different now. The truth? Dry friction isn't just uncomfortable. It can actually reduce sensitivity over time. Repeated rubbing without proper glide can cause microscopic damage to the skin, leading to irritation, soreness, and even long-term desensitization. And for men with joint stiffness or reduced hand mobility, dry touch can make the experience harder than it needs to be. But here's the simple fix. Use lubricant. Yes, really. Lubrication isn't just for medical reasons or partnered sex. It's also a powerful tool for enhancing solo pleasure. Using a quality lube, water-based or silicone-based, allows for smoother motion, reduces effort, and increases comfort. It mimics the natural moisture your body once produced more easily, making the entire experience gentler and more enjoyable. And for many older men, adding lubrication to their routine leads to a surprising result. They feel more again, more sensation, more ease, more pleasure. Some even say it feels like rediscovering a part of themselves they thought had faded with age. So if you've been avoiding lube out of habit or pride, give it a try. Just a small amount, warmed between your fingers, can make all the difference. You're not losing anything by using it. You're gaining control, comfort, and a deeper connection with your body. Would you like me to continue with DNA, more scientific studies, and expert quotes? MensHealth worker doctor interviews and medical insights. Speech balloon interactive questions to engage listeners. Open book real-life stories from men who transformed their experience. Hammer and wrench practical steps and nightly routines. Mistake number 6. Feeling shame or guilt about the act. Studio microphone host, gentle, understanding tone. Let's talk about something that doesn't live in your body, but in your mind. Something that can quietly drain the joy out of an experience that should feel good, even healing. We're talking about shame and guilt. Yes, shame. That old, heavy feeling that whispers, you shouldn't be doing this. Maybe you heard it growing up, from family, religion, or the culture around you. Maybe no one ever told you it was okay to take time for yourself, to explore pleasure, or to enjoy your own body. And now, decades later, those messages still echo, even if just faintly, when you're alone at night. You might logically understand that masturbation is normal. You've read the studies. You know it can help with sleep, reduce stress, and even support prostate health. But still, there's a flicker of guilt afterward. A need to keep it secret. A rush to finish, like you're doing something wrong. And that emotional tension? It affects more than just your mood. It changes how you experience pleasure. Because when you carry shame into a moment, you disconnect from your body. You stop being present. You lose touch with the sensations that once felt natural and satisfying. Here's the truth. There is nothing shameful about taking time for yourself. In fact, when done with care and intention, masturbation is a form of self-respect, not indulgence. It's a way to stay connected to your body, to relieve stress, to feel grounded in who you are, not who others expect you to be. Studies show that regular self-pleasure in older men is linked to better sleep, improved mood, reduced anxiety, and greater overall confidence. But none of these benefits fully kick in if guilt clouds the experience. So ask yourself, where did these feelings come from? Were they truly yours, or were they taught? When you begin to see masturbation not as a secret habit, but as a healthy part of your well-being, everything changes. You deserve to feel peace, comfort, and pride, not shame, after taking time for yourself. Because you're not doing anything wrong. You're simply honoring a part of yourself that still has so much to offer. Small blue diamond mistake number 7. Ignoring tools designed for men over 60. Studio microphone host, encouraging, warm tone. As your body changes with age, so do your needs. Your skin becomes thinner. Your joints may stiffen. Your sensitivity shifts. And yet, many men continue using the same approach to self-pleasure they've used for decades, without considering that there are now tools specifically designed to support and enhance their experience. Tools that aren't about replacing what you already have. They're about helping you enjoy it more. This mistake, ignoring modern enhancements, is often rooted in pride, discomfort, or simply not knowing what's available. But here's the reality. Using supportive tools isn't weakness. It's wisdom. Just like you wouldn't hesitate to use reading glasses or wear supportive shoes for joint pain, There's no reason to avoid tools that make your private moments more comfortable, more pleasurable, and more fulfilling. Think of them as upgrades, not replacements. There are countless products made with older men in mind. Soft silicone sleeves that mimic natural sensation. Ergonomic designs that reduce hand strain. Gentle massagers that awaken nerve endings you may not have explored in years. These aren't about losing control. They're about enhancing your connection with your body and adapting wisely to how it's changing. One man I spoke with, George, had stopped enjoying self-pleasure altogether due to hand stiffness and reduced sensitivity. He thought he was just getting too old. Then he tried a simple, textured sleeve designed for older men. Within minutes, he said he felt something he hadn't in years: curiosity. Not just physical sensation, but a spark of interest, a reminder that his body could still respond, still feel, still enjoy. That's the power of embracing change. The truth is, you don't lose your sexuality with age. You evolve it. And sometimes, evolution means trying something new. Something designed to support you, not replace you. So if you've been avoiding tools because of outdated ideas or pride, I invite you to let go, just a little. Try one thing. See how it feels. Because pleasure isn't about how things used to be. It's about how they can be, right now.